All right. Okay. So you guys might want to record this. Make sure you're recording this or screen recording it or something so that you guys get it. I don't go live a lot. I haven't really been going live since, the pandemic, but this is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if, they don't have a lot of money. Or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you, and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like, it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you. I care about you. Let me say this to you though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that means something to you, to help you. You could find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers. There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions to culture, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture. That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespecting. That industry was created by them same people that you call in, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this. It's always good. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture. Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, exactly, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers helped create this culture. And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip hop culture right now. The whole planet, every commercial, everything you could think of is all about hip hop. And there are people out there that started this thing, and I think that they deserve to be honored and respected. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say nothing foul. I'm not gonna go at nobody's character. I'm just gonna say, think before you speak. Peace.
Good morning. I'm going to record this, so I'll play it back. So I'll begin early. Not that many people joined my Instagram anyway. A couple of hundred maybe. Let me say this. I was asked to speak about this attack on the Founding Fathers, and in light of it becoming the 50th birthday of hip-hop, I figured I'd share something because I was asked from a friend. He sent me the comments from the DJ Akademiks. I don't know who Akademiks is, but I know that he's popular amongst young people. Let me say this. Hip-hop has been the Founding Fathers without Hollywood and Chiba and Starsky and Kool Herc and Busy Bee and Love Bug, and without Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore, and without those people I wouldn't be here. But I was there before there was such thing as records. These are the people who played the parties that Rush Productions promoted. So they are the Founding Fathers, and they created hip-hop. And no, they didn't all get so much money. But as far as money, hip-hop has been great because it's given people ways to survive, and other people have become extremely rich. I mean, I remember working with artists who were the biggest of the big, and some of them are not so wealthy today. I remember signing paperwork for Jay-Z and Kanye West, and they're pretty rich. So I've seen it all. And I was there before rap records, as I said, and I look at hip-hop as a way to empower others. You get older, maybe, if you get older, Mr. DJ, you will also look at hip-hop that way. Because in the end, life only gives you a comfortable seat. And memories. And my memories of people like the great Grandmaster Flash and his rapper, Melly Mel. Let me see. People in place the bass in your face. You're about to see first place in the rap race. The sounds you hear so good to ear. Have no fear. The great Grandmaster Flash is here. Introducing the disco dream on the mean machine. The Darth Vader on the slide Vader. No one could. Anyway, I can go on forever. Flash. My memories of him are greater than the yachts I got on. Are greater than the trips I took around the world. My memories of the culture exploding. DJ Hollywood. Right now, Mama in Your Neighborhood. Yes, once again, it's Hollywood. Watching that stuck in my memory today. I'm 65. Right now, I can remember those things a lot more vividly. They made a much greater impression on my heart than all of the stuff that I got. In fact, I've abandoned most of the stuff because it doesn't make me happy. But my memories in hip-hop make me happy, and in fact, they give me a thankfulness, a gratefulness comes from the experiences that I had with these hip-hop artists. LL Cool J and Public Enemy and Slick Rick and De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest Eric B. and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and, you know, all of those artists who I work with all the way up until Ludacris and Foxy Brown and, you know, all of that. I've seen all that shit and I'm still here. And I guess I look good. I have this house I built here in Bali and this hotel next door. And I have a talent agency. In fact, I'm still making artist money because I said that the worth of a man's career is how many people have you made successful. We made hundreds of people, millionaires, many of them. Most of them, so many millionaires. Leo and Cohen, who runs YouTube, and Julie Greenwald, who's the most successful woman in the history of music business, and record label of the year every year, and record executive of the year, Kevin Lyles. These are people who came from the root, and my root is DJ Hollywood, Kool Herc, Eddie Chiba. So don't forget your roots, Akademiks. Is that how you pronounce it? Like the clothing brand? Stop it. Just, you know, pause and be grateful for those who came before you, who built your life. I don't know how wealthy you are, how many boats you float on, how many cars you own. How many people have you made rich? How many people have you made successful who have made their families successful? What have you done for the culture, most importantly? I know Kanye's songs and I know Drake's songs. I don't know you. I know I sound like Stacey Dash. I don't know you nigga at all. I don't know what you made. But I wish you well. God bless you, and Hip Hop 50 is coming, so God bless hip hop. And this is the Yankee hat. Put it on for you. God bless you.
What sparked the rant though? Like when you did make the comments about the older pioneers, like did you meet someone that made you think that? Like what sparked that?
I don't even remember exactly who it was. I kind of have an idea, but I don't even want to call them out because now they're gonna be like, "Oh, you were just calling this one guy broke and dusty." Okay, because it wasn't like I was trying to sum everybody up.
That's what it sounded like.
It was at max 2, definitely 1. I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, this broke dusty motherfucker.
So he came up to you like, "Yo, I'm
No. I'm consuming content.
Gotcha.
So you know, a lot of these dudes now, they all. And by the way, I love it. I love that former rappers or even current rappers get on these platforms and talk. Like I love it. And it was just this older guy. It was just all hate towards like what the newer guys were doing and mad criticizing. Like, yo, why would he do this? And I'm like, so I'm looking up this dude. I'm looking up his time in the music business and what people were saying about him. You got fucked in all your deals. But now you see the new guy, he might be making mistakes. Not saying he's not. But you never sat him down and be like, yo, listen, this is how they got me. How about you do these things differently? You're criticizing the sound of me. You're criticizing everything around it. You think that new young kid gonna listen to you? He's looking at you like, man, this broke dusty dude right here who never ever taught me is now trying to scold me.
I get what you're saying. It goes back to that Muhammad Ali quote when Muhammad Ali says, you know, if I don't have the Rolls Royce and I don't have the jewelry, they might not listen to me the same.
That's true.
I get what you're saying. But I've always told you, man, you can't put too much stock in money and youth because you're not going to always be the youngest person.
I agree.
How old are you now? 31?
Yeah.
To an 18-year-old, you're an old head.
I know.
You know what I mean? And you're not always going to be the richest.
And by the way, I don't think I'm the richest at all. Envy got all the money. I see them cars. Really, shit, that's one thing I had to accept, like, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. And I just want to age gracefully, though.
Running it down on these niggas. Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we get it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that roll and fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money, and murder.
Got the traps right, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back, new and
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Bullets Gotti. This video right here that I'm doing is about the whole DJ Akademiks controversy about the Dusty Pioneers joint. Now, I listen to all parties. I listen to LL, I heard Russell Simmons, I heard Fat Joe, Funkmaster Flex came out. A lot of other legends came out about it. Now here's my opinion, here's my take on it, right? Hip-hop legends, pioneers being dusty. I feel like that's a disrespectful statement. But then when I listened to the academic side, a lot of it was taken out of context, and they basically didn't let the whole thing rock. They just took a snippet and then they put it up. And I don't like that. I don't like when they do things like that. Take a snippet of a conversation and then they put it up and then they make it seem like that's the whole conversation. Now, here's my opinion on the whole ordeal. Academics and hip-hop legends. Now, hip-hop culture is the only culture that don't respect their pioneers or their legends. Let's just keep it real. Rock culture respects their pioneers. R&B, jazz, whatever culture you want to talk about. Music culture, pop, rock, whatever. They respect their pioneers. Hip-hop culture is always out with the old, in with the new. They don't respect the legends that come before them. They'll say, oh, he old, he washed up, right? You got legends of R&B that's still touring, still selling records, still doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? You got hip-hop, you got, jazz legends still touring. You got rock legends still touring. Hip-hop culture is the only culture where they have an expiration date on their legends. And when you 10 years, you already considered washed up and old to hip-hop fans. 10 years. If you got a 10-year run, you consider washed. 7 years, even a 3-year, 4-year run in this game, you consider washed, which doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Because you got to look at it. Hip-hop is a young culture, but it's going to be 50 years old next year. In 1973 will be 50 years of hip-hop. So hip-hop is going to be a 50-year-old culture. And now there's going to be a 50-year-old culture. We got to do better with the icons of this culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel like hip-hop is really at a rocking a hard place right now. You look at a culture like this, right, that started in the Bronx, right, and the inner cities, right, and then to see where it's heading in 2022, it went from being a culture where dudes wasn't even making the money that they making now to now dudes is making so much money and they don't care about the culture. You got dudes that don't even know the full original elements of hip-hop, which is DJing, b-boying, MCing, graffitiing. You know, we really look at hip-hop, it's 4 elements. We're not implementing the 4 elements. You know, yeah, we got DJing and MCing. You know, those 2 elements is very important in hip-hop. But what about the b-boying? What about the graffitiing? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the elements right there. Those 2 elements is missing out of hip-hop culture. And when you look at hip-hop, it's not even considered hip-hop. It's considered rap. Let's just keep it real. It's rap. It's not hip-hop culture. It's rap. Dudes is just rapping. Pop rap, whatever you want to say it is. But it's not hip-hop culture. You know, but what I will say is the culture really, you know, is at a rock and a hard place right now. It's in a rock and a hard place. This is why when I did my interview with Lord Jamal, this is why when I went in rooms and we talked about hip-hop culture, and I said this in many rooms, in Clubhouse, and I've said this on platforms. I said this even with Lord Jamal. I feel like hip-hop culture need an adult contemporary section of hip-hop. You need adult contemporary because you have people that are older that's listening to hip-hop, that grew up in the hip-hop culture. You gotta look, people in their 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, you know, in late 20s, that grew up in hip hop culture that need something to listen to contemporary wise. Now you got the young kids that's coming up, that's in their teens, that's younger, that's young adults, that's listening to hip hop culture. You know what I mean? They could listen to hip rap. Okay, I wouldn't even say hip hop culture. I'm gonna say rap. They could listen to rap, but give us a contemporary of hip hop where you could listen to, artists that you grew up listening to, man. So you can get that section. Listen, if you listen to radio, right? They got adult contemporary music. You can't tell me that's what Light FM is. That's what WBLS is. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of stations are, adult contemporary. Okay? You just don't have, High 97. Like, people talk about High 97. High 97 is a station like Power 105 where you listen to, the modern day, today's music. But you got people that want to hear the classics. You got people that want to hear, older artists that got good music. So make a adult contemporary section for hip hop. It's only right, cause it's like when you listen to a lot of these people talk, and you hear like a lot of people just don't want to hear what the kids want to hear, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, I could tune it out. Listen, me personally, I could tune it out. I could listen to whatever. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Music is music. If it got a catchy beat, I'll bump it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people just don't want to hear some of these artists. A lot of people can't relate to music. And, not to say they don't like a lot of new artists, because there's a lot of people that do like the new artists. But some of these artists, motherfuckers can't listen to. I can't listen to a lot of these dudes. Some of them, I don't be understanding what they be saying sometimes. But to call the legends dusty, that was really crazy. But he clarified himself, and he said what he said. And I get his point of view. I get Akademiks' point of view of how he terminated it on Breakfast Club, how he broke it down. And I respect how he broke it down, because he had a lot of legends triggered. A lot of people that listen to hip hop was triggered by that dusty comment. But I get what he's saying. You do have washed up rappers that are bitter, that don't like to see the youth succeed in the game, that be hating on them getting the bag. That's true. But I also would like to respect that in the culture, we have to really respect the vets. You know what I'm saying? Respect the vets. Black culture, that's a problem with black culture. We don't respect the legends, and that's why the culture is the way it is. That's a problem, to disrespect, dudes that paid the way. At the end of the day, like I said, I get where Akademiks was coming from his point of view, but I also feel like he worded it wrong. He should have just said, they are older legends that hate on younger artists. And that's understandable. You do have vets that do hate on younger artists. That's understandable. But don't call them dusty and broken. Violate them like that. Come on, man. It's bad enough we get, you know what I'm saying? And to keep it real, I seen, Akademiks' progression, to see him on the Breakfast Club. This is a dude that was reposting Breakfast Club interviews on his platform. Had an interview with Charlamagne the God. And he finally got his time to be on the Breakfast Club. So salute to him. He came a long way. You know what I mean? I seen the progression of Akademiks. So he really came a long way. I'm not going to lie. So I'm glad that he cleared it up. Dudes felt some type of way, and they have every right to. LL Cool J, shout out to LL, man. He had every right to call him out on that. Because, you can't be disrespecting the vets like that. And a lot of times, the fans, you know, y'all gotta treat the legends better, man. Y'all can't, you know, hip hop fans is very fickle, man. Once they, you know what I'm saying, you can't just, like, I hate this, but it's the truth. Like, they'll give Jay-Z a pass, oblige him. Jay-Z been in the game how many years? A lot of people say, oh, Jay-Z's the only dude. Like, there's other dudes out here that's putting out good music, better than Jay-Z. That's legends. But they don't get the same respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas got, like, let's keep it real. Like, before the Nas Hit Boy joint, people was really not giving Nas his flowers. And then when you heard the Hit Boy joints, now people giving Nas his flowers. He got a Grammy and all that. But Nas was, you know what I'm saying, a lot of legends they don't get they due just, man. Look at Jada, man. Jada been in the game since 1994. You know what I'm saying? 94, Jada been in the game. Since from Main Source to his Bad Boy days to Rough Riders, and he finally got his flowers doing the verses. That's a problem with hip hop culture. We give people their flowers when they are popping on social media. Give them they flowers while they here, man. Cause when they dead, it's like I remember Pastor P said something about Prodigy, man. He said BT wouldn't acknowledge Prodigy before, but now that he's dead, they acknowledge him. Like it's the truth. They'll acknowledge you when you're dead, but they won't acknowledge you when you're alive. You can't tell me that, oh, Jay-Z's the only legend that we give him his flowers. But it's dudes that came before, came out the same time as Jay-Z. Y'all don't give them they flowers. I'm just keeping it real. You know, so it is what it is, man. Salute. It's your boy Bullets got it, man.